Good morning, church. Thank you for joining us for our Daily Devo. Today we start a brand new book, the book of Hebrews. It's different than a lot of the books we have studied because going through the other books, we usually knew to a great degree who the author was. Also, we pretty clearly knew who the book was being written to, the church at Galatia, the church at Colossia, the church at Philippi. We knew this. And in the book of Hebrews, we don't really know for sure who the author was or who the exact audience was. We know that the audience seems to be mostly Jewish because of the references made. It's definitely written in such a way there's a belief that the audience would understand these Jewish connections. So I want to kind of talk about chapter 1, but also give you a bigger overview that hopefully will be helpful as you go through the book. First, I want to bring up a concept you may or may not have heard of. It's called progressive revelation. And it simply means this. We know more of God over time as God reveals to us more of himself. That is to say, if you were a Jew and you had left with Moses and Moses writes the Pentateuch, those first books of the Bible, then you could read and understand about God that he created all that is. That he created mankind, that was the center of his creation, that mankind blew it. And when they blew it, God even had a plan to redeem them. But we read it and we see that allegory, we see that picture alluding to the coming of Christ. We see it clearly because we now have all of the revelation of God. But in there, they may not have all picked it up. And as the Old Testament is continuing to be written and to the point when it becomes a canon and the Jewish nation has it and they can study it, they have a fuller understanding of God than they would have had after just 5 books. And then we come to the New Testament when God reveals himself in a new covenant. And then there's major changing. God's never changed, but what he told us about himself was expanded. So now our view of him is greater. Because we see now at that point that God is one, but he has 3 persons. He has a Father, he has the Son, Christ, and he has the Holy Spirit. They're all equal. They're all God, but they're all unique. And so understanding that really helps. And I think the author of Hebrews is trying to help his audience understand the divinity of Christ. That Christ just wasn't a creation of God, but Christ is God. And so if we read through the book, we kind of see that emphasis that he's superior to all created beings. In chapter 1, he talks about today that he is superior to angels. Of course, we go, duh, of course he's superior to angels. But the author wanted to make sure, because they held angels just under God, that he was superior to angels. And if he's superior to angels, then where is he? He was superior to prophets, to priests. And he identifies himself as the eternal Son of God. In verses 1 through 4, where it talks about how God's revealed himself, that Christ is presented as the final and the complete revelation of God. He's the divine authority bringing to us all truth about God. As you continue through Hebrews, you see him described as the representation of God. Not a, but the representation, that he is one through whom all is created. Now we go back to Genesis. If God created all that is, and then we read in Hebrews, Christ created all there is. See how that comes together. Christ, God, they're the same. We see his authority as he's seated at the right hand of God, showing his power and his sovereignty. We see him, really called that eternal high priest, which is very important because not only was he the perfect sacrifice as a Lamb of God, but he was the one who bought the redemption of man. See, he had to be all God, in order to forgive our sins, but he had to be all man in order for our sins to be placed upon him. Hebrews highlights that eternal value, the unchanging nature of God. He's affirmed Jesus not merely as a messenger of God or a servant of God, but as the fully divine one, as God. And so for us, as you may read it, you may go, well, yeah, I know this stuff. Understand, they didn't have the same full revelation of God's word that we now are blessed with. And so as you read through, just again, there are challenges. There are cults that say Christ is not God, that he is a created being, that he is the Son of God, but he is not God. And so this book will help you understand that Christology, that study of Christ, and you'll see more fully. They say, wait a minute, there's no way Christ isn't God because of how he's represented in the book of Hebrews. So guys, thank you so much for being part of our Daily Devo. I hope you continue and I hope you have a blessed day.